Coach, we're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Ready up.
53. Mike. Watch the pass.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, Eason. He'll get this one to Galladay. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long?
Let's go.
They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Touchdown, New Orleans! Jordan Howard, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check. Lucky.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
Here we go. 120.
47. I got you.
Throwing is Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Players make big plays, dog.
Down.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Here we go. 10-2 stop. I'm not ready.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. 2nd and
To throw on 2nd down, Eason.
49-yard line.
He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas.
The 2nd down.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, Howard. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball is not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Watch that in. Tight end's right.
On 2nd down, it's Howard. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Eason. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check 37. Check 37. Check it out.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Eason. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The sack by Ronald Darby coming from the corner.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, Eason. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, And not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring
to throw, it's Wentz. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Intended for his wideout. Incomplete. It's now second and 10.
They work again from the 38 on second and 10.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Wrong football.
Here's Wentz to throw. His throw incomplete.
Wentz's pass incomplete. Intended for his wideout. Brings up third down and 10.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, watch the lane.
Now Wentz on third down. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down. The Eagles send out their punter now. Deontay Harris deep for New Orleans. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
Come on now, let's go.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Eagles nothing.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Second and 6 at the 24-yard line.
They'll come up second and 6 now from the 24.
Here we go.
Running from the gun with Howard. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Taken down back at the 18-yard line.
Check three. He's checking. Crash. Deep rip.
On third down, Eason. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
This is Howard on 2nd down. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Ready. Two's the Mike. Mike 5-2. I don't think you got it, son. Watch safety creep. Hey! Safety's creeping.
Off play action. Eason. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Ready? 60 or protein spill. Coming this way. Here we go.
Out of the gun, this is Howard. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Mike.
Yeah, that's what I do.
He's coming. Double up. Go. He's coming. Double up.
On second down now, it's Howard. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
On 3rd and 2, Eason. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
60 Pittsburgh.
53. Mike, 53. Watch the back.
They'll try to run it in with Murray. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. One man in the backfield, Murray on 2nd and goal.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Jet bomber.
Mike. Here we go. Check. 53. Go. Check.
Again, it's Murray. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Back to throw. Eason looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And Lutz's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Wentz. And that's complete to Sanders. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 24 yards. Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Now Wentz again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Again, it's Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
A 46-yard attempt.
Oh, and Elliott has pushed it to the right. It is no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wound.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as they are now on the board here in the first half. Elliott good with a PAT, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
Brings up 2nd and 16. at the 16-yard line.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Will Lutz to kick off for New Orleans.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. On first and 10, it's Sanders. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Tight end right.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
A loss of 2 brings up second and 12 at the 47-yard line.
On second and 12, Wentz. And he's got his man on the out route. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
From the 24, Wentz, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Jake Elliott on for the field goal. A 41-yard attempt.
Oh, and Elliott has pushed it to the right. It is no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, second and 11.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
53, Mike, 53. Check Mike, check Mike.
2nd and 11. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nigel Bradham flying in and laying the lumber defensively.
A loss of 6 yards. It's 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Eason, he's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 28-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his first touchdown of the new season as his guys are back within a single score. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will shrink to 6.
Saints 20, Eagles 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
53's the mic. 53.
Looking to throw. Eason. This is complete to Michael Thomas. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
A 5-yard gain brings up 2nd down at the 21-yard line.
To throw on 2nd down, Eason. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 26, check 26, go.
Operating from the gun. Eason throwing deep for Galladay. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Oh, he knocks him over. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
I'm coming after you. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
On first down, it's Sanders. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 48-yard line.
47. Check, 47. Record.
Throwing now is Wentz. There he goes left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. As his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy.
At 20 all. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
It's 2nd down.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Back to throw. Eason. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Throwing on 3rd and long. Eason. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
1st down, New Orleans.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on 1st down. Howard. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
Now Howard. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6 at the 37-yard line.
Get the ball right here. Let's go.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Touchdown,
Latavius Murray. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Eagles 20.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And some room to maneuver. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 61 yards that time on the ground. So they dig a little deeper in the playbook there, get the wide receiver the ball, running it, and it proves fruitful.
Love the call. When you've got a guy who has running back skills, you want him to touch the ball as well, not just out wide where you throw it to him. Make sure you hand it to him or toss it to him and let him go to work.
And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They come out here in the I.
58's the mic.
Second down and goal. Wentz. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line.
Intercepted by the Saints.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
53's Mike. Watch the screen.
Hey, Sam off.
Switch gears. Check. Kill.
Hey, turn it up. Get it.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And he is out of bounds up around the 14-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. First and 10 at the 14. On the give, running right is Howard. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
It's a gain of 4, and it's third down.
The Saints on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Eason, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Fielded at about the 28. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Will they make up for it? And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Right back to Sanders. Get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. 2 yards.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
He's not going to get me. Lefty. Rush in.
To throw is Wentz. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Tremendous play right there by Eli Apple, sealing the game with that interception for his team. I bet that'll make his mom, Annie, really happy.
Absolutely making Annie proud. He was born in Philadelphia. Tough kid from the city of brotherly love, and a tough play there to seal it. They'll begin the drive with Howard. Nigel Bradham brings him down. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
They go with Howard again. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. 2nd and 9 now. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Fletcher Cox able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Cut.
52's the Mike. Watch Mike.
Here we go.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down.